Hey folks, I'm Alex Story with Skill Mammoth Digital. Today is episode 29 of me building my agency in public. Today is Saturday, August 8th, 2026. And yeah, this series really is an accountability exercise for me, right? Forces me to focus on my business and ask and answer the questions that should move the needle. But for you, you get to see somebody who's past that five-figure marks. As an agency, we make, usually 20K a month or more. um, you know, you get to see the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? You get to see the behind the scenes, hopefully more wins, but you also get to see the fails too, right? So let's just jump right into it. I ask and answer these four questions. How much money did I make in the last 30 days? What am I doing to get more of it? What am I doing to keep it? And what am I doing to fix the business inside, AKA the strategy? So those four questions. This first question is, how much money did I make? In the last 30 days, we made $37,794, which is impressive until you realize that it continues to go down because I haven't made a sale in the last 18 days now, right? So we have a lot of movement. I've got a lot of proposals out, but just not a good win rate lately on that. Now, next, I am at 12,889 MRR. This is after losing a client. So we were, a little bit over 14,000 a month, and now that 1,600 a month is now gone. But we're growing, right? So it's not hard to get to where I want to be if I just put in the right inputs. I want to be at 18K MRR by November 1st. That gives me 3 months. You divide that by 3. That's a little bit less than like 1,600 a month. I think it's exactly 1,700 a month. So 1,700 a month is what I need to do to grow my business to get it to 18K by November 1st with an average MRR size of around $700. That is, 2.5 clients a month will get me to where I need to be. So yeah, right. We're going to be on our way, and it's really just a matter of input to get me to that goal. So what am I doing to get more of it, right? So this week, this is Saturday, so it's a little bit lighter. I don't do cold email on Saturday. I do a little bit Sunday evening, but not on Saturday. So no cold email. I did do some LinkedIn activity, right? So I did 10 Loom InMails, and then I did 25 connection requests on LinkedIn. And I sent 6 DMs to folks on LinkedIn. No responses on any of those just yet, but still kind of early in this part of my strategy for LinkedIn, and I'm hoping to get more as we continue on. So what am I doing fulfillment wise? So nothing done today. I spent it with my family, right? So no new actions. I got 4 big tasks that are waiting that I want to get done before Monday. What am I doing to fix inside the business? Still building that reactivation campaign from yesterday. I wanted to be a little bit more personalized. That's the feedback that I got from the Maker School community, is to don't spray and pray it, don't automate it, don't use Cloud Skills. Just make sure that you take the time with this list of people, because these are people that have sent proposals with that just went cold after a few months. These are people that are previous clients that just aren't on a retainer right now, but we've done some service for in the past. And these are people like on my newsletter. These are people that have engaged with lead magnets, right? These are, a big group of folks that know of Skill Mammoth and, by proxy, me, Alex Story, in some form or fashion. And I try to make sure I don't waste those at bats, and we succeed. And then lastly, I want to talk about this, just a new potential prospecting lever that I can take. So to give you some context, my agency does mostly, SEO and websites for home service businesses. And, our differentiators, we do a lot of automation, right? So we're AI natives, like we're really good at that side of the business to make sure that it's not just somebody finding you. You're actually going to do lead follow-up, have speed to lead, have whole campaigns that just turn that person into a customer. But to that end, though, a lot of folks just see websites, and so we have to compete on that end. And where am I going with this? Every website out there, right? Every agency that does websites typically has a little footer at the very bottom that says, built by this agency, right? And I think I can use that as a way to just find who all their clients are, right? I can find all their clients, and then I can use that to basically hyper target these people, because I know what their experiences are like. There's some really big businesses out there like Haibu, Town Square, like Rhino Solutions and whatnot. And even, on the low ticket side, like the Stone Systems IO, where they just have bad customer experiences. With Haibu and some of the bigger ones, it's usually just, hey, I'm spending $3,000+ a month and I have no idea where any of it's going. And I just deal with random case managers, and I don't talk to the same person anytime that I talk to them, right? Because they're just kind of a number because they're dealing with thousands of accounts. And then on the other end with Stone Systems IO, it's like, hey, I've got this cheap website and I want to kind of scale it past that. So what I can do is I can literally, like I said, I can use a tool like Ahrefs. Like this is one of my competitors. This is I'm, maybe a little petty, but this is one of the people that actually just took that client that was $1,600 a month for me. So, I can use Ahrefs to literally find every single website out there that links to Grit and Gravel in this case. And, then I can just message these people and be like, hey, your website, needs some help, right? And this is a decent website, right? And they're getting a decent amount of search traffic, especially for someone who does like, produce packaging, right? But you get what I'm trying to say. So I can go to all these websites and I can do some sort of campaign where I'm like, hey, I know you're with this particular client. Did you know that they have all these problems? Or like, because I have had clients in the past literally say like, I'm dealing with Town Square and I have no idea what I'm paying for. We can target that way, right? I could just even be like, hey, want a free audit of what you're getting? Because then I can take a look at what they're being charged. I can take a look at, if they're actually getting traffic delivered to them from an SEO perspective, and then and like how much content's being pushed, etc. And then be like, hey, listen, you're overpaying, you're not getting your value. You should choose Skill Mammoth, right? So it's a little bit of a cold shot, but I know these folks would buy what I have to sell because they've bought it from a competitor in the past, and if I'm pretty good at picking my competitors, it might be an easy W, right? So on the downside, I will probably get on the radar of these bigger companies at some point, and like, they're massive and they could squash me like a bug. But if they decided to do something about it, but I'm hoping I can just be a rounding error for them, right? The clients that churn over to Skill Mammoth. But anyway, MRR is on the scoreboard now, so that's going to be that North Star as we continue to grow that. 18K by November 1. That's the only number I'm chasing. Everything else is just how I get there. So see you tomorrow, everybody. Bye for now.